What's up, y'all? I'm going to show you what I do here with my eggs. It's got a fresh Steely today, and she was pretty loose, so I didn't have to scrape any skein. What I'm doing here is put all the eggs on one plate. Now I take a little bit, put it on this plate of the eggs, the loose eggs, and I actually just roll them around to get all that moisture out of there and any little bit of leftover blood that's in the eggs. As you roll it around, you get the rest of that out, and by drying them off a little bit, it'll help with the freezing and curing at the end. So I'll kind of show you here what I'm doing. Then what I do is, once they're all kind of dried off a little bit, take some tin foil, just take a decent sized piece. What I'm going to do is put some eggs on there, just enough for me to have a little pack that I'll be able to pull out whenever I want, you know, like a single day trip's worth of eggs that I can tie up into spawn sacks. And so I'm not pulling out a mass amounts, keeping them sitting in the fridge, even though it'd be fine cured up. But I freeze them uncured, and when I pull them out, I actually cure them up. Then keeps them from getting too sticky and too watery and whatnot. So it's been working pretty good. That's my go-to, is freezing uncured. When you pull it out to tie them up, then curing them up and tying them up. I'll pull them out the night before, throw some cure on it, tie them up right after I cure them up, and then them sitting in the fridge for the next 12 hours or 10 hours, they'll actually cure up in that time. So it's been working out really good. So I usually use tin foil and then freezer paper, but I'm out of freezer paper right now, so I'm gonna actually just use two rolls of tin foil, or two pieces of it, to help kind of insulate it from getting freezer burn and freezing too heavily. So I'm just gonna put it on there, fold it up, make sure it's all in the middle. Fold it up like so. Take that pack. Take another piece about the same size. Roll it up and down. Fold her up. Now she's secured. Now what I like to do is take a marker, Steely, uncured, and it is 3 of 2023. Now I know that that's from this year and should be good for quite some time. I don't even know, I use it all up before it goes bad. And what I do after labeling it, I take, let's see here, I take some quart size freezer bags, which fit it just enough. I could fold the edge in just enough that it'll fit into the bag a little bit better. You can use gallon size if you want. I just use quart size, and I'll put 2 or 3 of them in here, and looks good. There we go. And I'll do a couple more. Probably fit another 1 or 2 in there and freeze it up, and it'll be good to go. Now that they're all packaged individually, they're ready for the freezer in freezer bags. We use them up in the next 2 weeks, I would say. Next week we'll be hitting the rivers pretty hard. Got a lot of rain, so water's starting to come down. Fishing's gonna get good, and we'll be float fishing all the way through quite a ways into April. So we'll use those up in the next week or 2. Catch another female, probably keep it for eggs. Never hurts to have more eggs. And yeah, we'll throw the fillets in the freezer too. In the next week I'll probably do a batch of smoked fish, so keep an eye out for that video. It's going to be a good video. Show you my how I like to marinate and how I smoke my fish. Turns out really good. So we're going to throw these in the freezer and get to curing. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how I like to prepare my eggs and get them ready for the river, basically. So I froze up a bunch of eggs from a fish earlier. I kept some out because I'm going to fish tomorrow and this week. So I'm going to take these eggs, which are uncured. I'm going to add some, this is my preferred, Pautzke's Boraxo-Fire. It's just a natural color. Just add some scent to it, and it cures them up. It holds the color better in the water when I'm fishing them. They don't turn white very fast. They last a long time, so they become a little bit more firm, so they don't break as easy as well. So what I like to do is I just take a little spoonful and I just cover the eggs. I'll show you here. Just cover the eggs on the side here, just enough. Decent coating. What I'll do is then take the spoon, just roll it on top of each other, kind of spread out all that cure to the eggs that are on the bottom. And mix it real well, just basically enough that every egg has some cure on it, and that'll actually cure up all the eggs just right. If you add too much cure, the eggs will actually shrivel up and they'll get all juiced. It'll be juicy on the outside. It's just not good. Not good. So you wanna, you know, it might take you a few times to get the right amount of cure that you add to it. Now you can use other cures. I used to use a lot of just borax, plain borax, but started playing around with a little bit and use Atlas Mike's. Boraxo-Fire is my favorite. There's a bunch of other ones, Pro Cure, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So find one you like, stick with it. Don't be afraid to try different stuff, different colors. But now those eggs are all ready. I have my three main colors here. I had pink, peach, and chartreuse, my go-to. Then I got the magic thread. It's like elastic. This is my favorite stuff. All you do is cinch it tight, you pull it tight, and it just kind of rips off, and you just gotta trim the tag end. So this is my process. Basically cure, tie them up, throw them in the fridge, and then 10 or 12 hours that you have overnight, those eggs will cure up real nice. So you actually see a little yolk, a little bead in the egg when it's done, and that's my preferred way of doing it. I freeze them uncured, pull them out, cure them right before I tie them up and get them ready for when I'm fishing. Well, we got the Spawn Sacks all tied up. Everything's ready to go. I'm just going to store it in the fridge. I got a nice little glass jam container here. I like putting it in a glass container because it protects it, keeps them from getting crushed in my pocket when I'm fishing. Eggs are all cured as you saw. The the eggs will soak up that cure and get them a little bit more firm and add some scent to them. So they'll be ready to go by the morning, sitting in the fridge. But a lot of these eggs, I tied some bigger spawn sacks. Right now we got a lot of rain. That was earlier in the week, and the rivers are still high and dirty, starting to clear up. So I tied a lot bigger spawn sacks right now because the water's dirty. When the water's clear, I'll tie up smaller spawn sacks because the fish can see it quite a ways away. Now, right now, with the water being so dirty, you almost have to bonk it off their nose for them to see it and eat it. That's why I tied bigger spawn sacks. It's easier for them to see it coming through the fast-flowing water and dirty water. So, dirty water, bigger spawn sacks, clear water, smaller spawn sacks. Now, I always like to give myself a variety. As you saw, I had some chartreuse, pink, and peach. Let the fish tell you what they want. You'll find days where they want just the chartreuse and they won't touch a peach or a pink, or vice versa. So, have a variety. Don't be afraid to try different stuff. But when you find stuff that works, stick to it and get out there and fish. Go catch some fish. See you in the next one.